Hello, I am Nathan Reid, and this is my Human Service Counseling 501 Group Dynamics class. My teacher is Dr. Rachel Stark. This is my group leading report. So, for an introduction, I've already told you my name is Nathan Reid. We're going to talk about the group session that I had, which it was a very, very good group session. The date was September 26th of 2017, so it was a Tuesday. The time was at 4:30 p.m. and the duration was 1 hour and 15 minutes. The location of it was at my house. The setting and setup, we were in my living room. There's about 6 chairs facing my TV. I had my laptop hooked up with a HDMI cord to the TV, and I was able to use a PowerPoint presentation in order to do my presentation. I had about 6 people that participated, a couple that we're friends with, a husband and a wife, 2 of our friends, 2 male friends, and then another female, and then my wife participated. So there's 3 females and 3 males. Again, my relationship to them, they were friends of the family, and then my wife. There was no co-leader. The purpose and nature of the group, I just gathered a group of my friends to do the group session. The topic was communication and communication errors. They did enjoy the group session, and they actually said that they would like to do something similar to it again, but this is not something that's held every week, and it's not a requirement for anyone to go to it. But I have done group sessions like that. I was an addiction recovery counselor, and now I do group sessions every so often with foster kids, talking about various topics, mostly with educational group sessions and growth. So kind of the way that the group went, the first thing I like to do this is we played a game to kind of lower the barrier of comfort. We played telephone. So I put together a pretty long quote from William Shakespeare, and I had them, one person look at it for a little bit. I gave him 2 minutes, I think, to just look over it, and then he had to tell another person in the group, and it went through everybody, and then finally got to the last person, and it was not the same quote at all, actually. Not even close. And it was pretty funny. They enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, and it was to show them how communication, it is important, and it kind of goes with the theme of communication and communication errors, and that's why I chose it. Then we discussed a simplified, it was a model of how communication works using the sender and then the receiver, and then, they have the message, and actually, it's the way that they put the message out first, whether it's verbal, nonverbal, and then the message, and then how it's received. And it's based off of that person's ability to receive that message, based on their knowledge and experiences. And so we talked about that a little bit. Then we discussed using some different scenarios, how they can have issues with communication. I wrote a few realistic scenarios. One involved a son and a father, facial expressions. It involved him coming home. The dad wanted to talk to him about his grades, but he was already angry. So the son already knew that his father was angry, and so how is the communication? We discussed each scenario, and how maybe better to help with the communication, and how better to make it so both people are actually communicating and it's actually received. I also, and this was more of a funny thing, I was able to show different pictures with different facial expressions and asking them, okay, would you be able to talk to someone like this? They had the angry face, the really, really happy faces, just different pictures of people that they would talk to. that they might, encounter, and can I really talk with that person? Then after that, we talked about our own personal communication errors. And that was good too, because a lot of people opened up at that point, talking about, of course, their own communication errors. I think everyone was engaged throughout the whole discussion. It was friends, and so it was a little bit easier. Everybody was very respectful, and everyone was able to talk about their opinion of what they wanted to talk about. There was a little bit of silliness, but that's just because they were, close friends. But it wasn't distracting to the session. For me as a leader, I think overall I did okay. I'm kind of used to doing the group sessions, and therefore I do feel comfortable in doing those things, and I am very energetic when I do my group sessions. So when it comes to self-assessment, I personally think that the group went well. It was a lot different for me because I did know everybody. I think I do prefer a group session where I don't know everyone fully. But due to the group, there was some silliness, as I already explained. Though it wasn't too bad, it was hard because I knew them, and so it was a little bit different. I am very passionate about communication, so it was very good. And then I could tell that they could tell that I was enthusiastic about it. I love when they get that aha moment where the light bulb clips, and every single one of them got it. So it was very, very good. I think the group was very engaged and very open because we already knew each other, so we're comfortable with each other, as explained. In conclusion, I think the group went really well. I think they got everything that they needed to get out of it, and I think I did okay as a leader. So those are kind of my concluding thoughts. I think it went well. I had a good time. They had a good time, and I think we might even do it again. So thank you for listening, and this is the end of my report. Thank you. Bye.